So guys, I'm back. I had another couple of stories drop in my lap this week, and I thought I'd give my thoughts. Now, it's actually, these stories have opened a lot of potential videos, so if you're interested in this sort of stuff, I do appreciate you watching and commenting. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs down if you do, let me know why. If you just give a thumbs down and run away, you've got no argument, no point. Okay, if you give a thumbs up, fine. If you leave a comment, even better. Either way, I appreciate your thoughts. That last video I did, is it slightly related? It might be. Well, it is in some ways, and it's not in other ways, right? But I'll get on with it. Now, the first story is about Philip Bruce. I'm sorry, I'm not being disrespectful. The headline is, I find this an insult. Loose woman star Linda Wilbury slams gender fluid credit Susie boss who sometimes wears a wig and dress to work after he is named in the top 100 women in business. Now, I'll put a link to the stories, all the stories, and anything else that's relevant underneath. I'll try and put a couple of pictures in what I can use on the other subject. But so basically, a guy who's gender fluid, yeah, let's not get it right, or a lady who's gender fluid, sometimes a guy, sometimes a lady. I don't know how I stand what I'm saying because people are making it really confusing, and you know. But he's won an award in the top 100 women in business. Now, okay, let's try and work this one out. Is physically a man, so on that last video, is it a woman with a penis? Because that's allowed, isn't it? And if we say it's not, then we will be, I don't know, sent to the gulags or prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I don't know exactly how it's going to all this new stuff. New, maybe it's not that new, but now they're putting names to it and making it law. It's making it difficult. So I don't know how that works out. But the obvious solution to that would be, say, have the top 100 people. That's gender neutral, isn't it? People, I hope, anyway. In business, why not have an award just for the top 100 people? Then there would be no divide, would there? Because it seems like we're being divided, aren't we? It's always been divided, although they want put us all in boxes. Are we the same or are we different in that respect? I think we're different slightly. We have different interests as men and women in general. Let's say the majority, which that's how democracy works, isn't it? As a majority, but it doesn't say that you can't do what you want to do in a free society, yeah? Because that's what we live in, don't we? A free society. Or it was a free society. It's getting less freedoms. But so I would suggest reading the comments in this and the actual article. But the presenter on the TV. Right then, I'll read the headline. Philip Bruce appears on Financial Times and Heroes Champions of Women's List. I'll start again. Philip Bruce appeared on Financial Times and Heroes. So sorry, you'll see it if you read it. Heroes Champions of Women's List. The Londoner splits his time 50-50 between Pippa and Philip while at work. Mr. Bruce, it says there, so I don't think I've messed up by calling him a he, said he was honoured and humbled to accept the prestigious award, but his appearance on the list has been slammed for making a mockery of women. Hundreds of replies have been left on a tweet sent out by Credit Susie recently. So right. So people who are shouting for equality or slamming equality, I'm not saying women, just women shout for equality, men want equality too. But it's ridiculous, isn't it? Make it a people's award instead of splitting it off as that. If you're good in industry, you're good in industry, aren't you? Not because you're a man or a woman, is it? I don't know. Men are better at some things than women, and women are better at other things than men. And I know people will deny that fact, but from the evidence I've seen, it's true. I'm not saying in business either, so don't get me wrong there. I think you've got an equal playing field. If you want to work and do the stuff what you've got to do to get to that point, then everybody should have equal chance. I believe in that. But you know, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Is that a woman with a penis? So, and now there's a big problem with it. So this is a problem caused by all this equality in a box. You can be whoever you want. I mean, like now in Canada, I was informed about people when their children are born, they can mark them as gender neutral. But this guy's a transsexual, so is he a woman or is he a man? Should he be allowed into that category and win this award? Or he was in there, he wasn't the top winner. But then again, we have other things that says we must pick women to do in certain in industry. In look, BBC, for instance, they have a quota. White males must not apply because they want a woman or someone from a minority, but white males aren't allowed to apply. So, in fact, he should be in there, shouldn't he? If you want, you know, a diversity, because that's just the top 100 women. That would be just 100 women and no men. Even though it states women, men's clubs aren't allowed, I don't think, anymore, apart from EU. That's a joke. But there's another story. But that's one story. I'll try and cut this and keep it sort of together. And here's another story. So there's an American German businesswoman who's bought an island in Finland, just off the Finnish coast, Gulf of Finland. It's a 8.5 luxury retreat. And this is actually a lady, fair play, who wrote this article. Help, I'm marooned on an island that bans men. It costs £3,500 for a week. You can work that out, can't you? Do exchange rates if you want. The world's first safe place for alpha women, where the rules include no booze, no boys, no biscuits or bickies, no bickies, and no bimbos. Is that sexist? But I don't know. But if I said bimbos, a woman can say that, an alpha woman can say that, but I probably can't call someone a bimbo. If I did, I would. I don't know about being crucified, but I'm sure there'd be some thumbs down at least. But this is an island. It's a very small island. It's 3,500, and this goes on to shopping. Pink tax. Let's call it pink tax. There'll be a video about that as well. It's a place where women can reinvent themselves. Now, what if one of the women who went there reinvented herself because she's alpha as a man? Would she be evicted from the island? Would she get a refund? Or would she have to pay the full amount because she was a woman when she got there and a man when she left? Would that be sexist or biased? Apparently some people have been removed from the island. Now, as beautiful as Finland is, the island is very small. And there is a video on YouTube where this woman's been speaking about why she did it. And she's been interviewed on a different sort of island. Ones with sandy white beaches, a little bit like the Maldives. Now, I'll put a link to that video. Now, I don't know whether that's made to be deceptive, because the pictures I can find of the actual retreat, there are no sandy beaches. It's a rock with trees on it, 6.5 hectare or acre. Is it hectare or acre? 8.5 acre. I do apologise. 8.5 acre, which is not that much really. There is a picture. I will put a picture up. Might not get copyrighted for that, but for that price, you and your partner. Now, depending what your partner is, male, female, or one of the other 300 genders, could go to the Maldives. All right, all inclusive. This is also all inclusive, by the way, but all inclusive. You could both go for that for a week, or less than that for a week, or more than that if you depending on what sort of accommodation you wanted. But the accommodation on this is a small shed. It's a very pretty blue shed, and you have to share it with someone else who you don't know, unless you were two women who went together and then it cost 7,000. Nah, I think that's a little bit overpriced, even if you do want to find yourself, you know. I mean, you could go camping in the woods, couldn't you, with the same sort of amenities. It has got an incendiary toilet that will burn the poop from however many people for a week. There's something else as well in it. Women don't poop as much as men, but it says it'll burn it for a week and turn it into a cup of ash, which is very good, isn't it? I know I'm not going into the toilet habits of men and women, but yeah, I don't know. I think is that sexist? If I would have said like male only island, right? Would there be an outcry? I think there might. From some people, not all people, I'm sure. I mean, men do things, don't they? They go like, come on guys, we're going camping and fishing. Unless you're in Switzerland, where it's very difficult. But, you know, you get the drift. You can do that, can't you? And for 3,500, they do yoga and other stuff, and they have a grill and barbecue where they cook salmon. I wonder if it's that toxic salmon. And pork. But there's no sugar, there's no alcohol, there's no cigarettes. A woman got sent off, like I said, for smuggling alcohol and distracting the other women. So is it? I mean, is it a camp? Is it some sort of, I don't know what you call it. What do you call them? A gulag? Is it a camp? Is it? What is it in actual thing? I mean, okay, you go there for a week. You could go to fat camp, couldn't you, or whatever? No sugar. I'm sure that'd be, or I could do with fat camp. I'm not talking just to the ladies. And again, of course, it's not from the farm to the table. The food. As I say, read the article. I'm just flipping through it here and just picking some choice bits. But I did notice it's quite often from the freezer to the table. And they've got some motivational talks by world-class speakers via Skype. I mean, if you thought you think about the money they could save in Europe if they use Skype conversations instead of all moving from Brussels to Strasbourg to Brussels to flying from all the countries in Europe or travelling by train at the expense of the taxpayers. But that's another video. Skype, fantastic idea. That'll save you some money. 3,500. We'll get some people to speak to us on Skype, bung them a 50 or whatever, and away you go. And this island's called Superwoman Island. Superwoman Island. And she gets a guy with his little boat to ferry him across. And he also does some other stuff what might need doing, because Superwoman can't. Now, you'd think if she was Superwoman, she'd be able to fly the girls across, wouldn't you? Yeah, it might take a few trips, one under each arm. You know what I mean? She'd be able to fly across. Superwoman style. Or probably Superwoman style. I don't know. But I know it's literally not saying she's Superwoman. But again, I just find some of these things, I don't think it's ridiculous. I think it's fair play. I think you can do whatever you want, and you should be able to do whatever you want to an extent, right? But again, if it was an all-male thing, would people be shouting about it? Would people be up in arms about it? I don't know how successful. I'm sure there will be people who, and she said it's really popular, and she's had so many inquiries. But what I find difficult with it is the actual pictures are very limited, of even on the website, of what the actual facilities are. Now, if you go to a Maldives website, have a look at that, you think, yes, oh yes, I could do this. Waiter, another pina colada, or whatever, pint of lager, pint of Guinness. I wonder if you can get Guinness on Maldives. That'd be interesting. I might have to go one day. But yeah, so they're the two interesting stories, which I find interesting, and my thoughts on them. I don't know what your thoughts are. I've probably rambled on far too long, and you probably got bored and switched off. But if you haven't, I'd like to thank you for staying around and listening to my mindless drivel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you liked it, and give it a thumbs down if you don't like it, and leave a comment in the box. Thank you again, subscribers, new and old. And I will be doing more of these videos, and I'll try to cut them down and keep them short. I will cut this down, as you will have seen. Nice to be nice. I would say I will put the
security can't solve crucial
cut for Dammy. That's good, isn't it?